Yo, it's good to get this boy Mark. Chief back at it again with another one. Week 8's upon us. It's crazy to see. We're already halfway through the season. Hope y'all enjoy. Let's get it. And before we start the video, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment on the video. Oh, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Let's get on it. Into this game.
Let's do it.
What a crazy 7 weeks it's been.
Oh God, are we seriously about to record for the freaking 8th week of football already?
It's crazy.
It can't be halfway through the season yet. Come on now.
About to be halfway through the season next week.
Like, no, seriously, no, it can't be.
But with that said, let's get them rolling for week 8.
Yes.
Later on tonight, Thursday night football, Vikings Rams. Vikings took a huge hit last week. Because #1 NFC North Lions took down the Vikings by 2.
Oh,
in a stunner fashion, won that game. And the Rams are on the verge of trying to trade Cooper Kupp. The Vikings do not need receivers.
Who do they need? Running backs?
They need more defense. But if you had to choose one, there's no doubt about this one.
I'm seriously gonna say, I hate to say this, but
I don't think there's an upset.
I don't think it's on the Vikings, dude.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. The Vikings are coming in a 5-1, 2-0 division team.
They're good. They're gonna want to beat guys from the NFC. This is one of them.
Against the Rams, who are 2-4 and 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously.
Let alone some of these teams haven't played their division.
Yeah.
What, 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm. Oh, look.
But to be fair, I agree with you here.
Oh.
It's
You
just
do have me turned up, by the way, right?
Oh, actually.
Okay.
Man, Viking. I have y'all winning tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I guess tonight. This is recorded.
Yeah. But
I have them winning by 2. Oh god. I have them winning by 2 scores. Actually, I have them winning by 3 scores. I have them winning by 21. $48-20.
I was about to say 46 to 18. Because seriously, like,
I just don't think the Rams,
like,
knock on wood, are going to be upsetting teams like the Vikings and like people who have a mindset to win games.
And to be honest with you, the LA Rams have 2 defensive tackles listed as questionable.
I don't even want to know the question. I have to
get. Yeah. But I'm just like, seriously? You got two defense guys that's questionable on that you'll want against the Vikings.
See, this is the crazy
You could be
thing.
screwed.
Ever since Aaron Donald left, Rams have not been themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And Rams fans, quote me if you want. I truly think if Aaron Donald had not retired this offseason, it would be about 3-4, 3-3 right now. Actually, no, you'd be 4-2 right now. You'd be flip flop of your record.
Yep.
Because Donald was your defense. It was all of your defense. You had good cornerbacks, but
It was the glue that held their defense
he
together.
was the only thing holding that defense together, and now it's collapsed.
Yeah. But so on to
First of the Sunday games, Ravens
Yes.
Browns. I will just tell you now. The Browns picked up Chiefs practice squad quarterback
and who was that?
Bailey Zappi, a Patriots actually starting quarterback.
Oh gosh.
You can sign him all you want, Browns. I just don't think you are going to win.
Nope.
Defense is
See,
absolute garbage now. And then you got
seeing as though the Browns are 1-6, 0-3 at home, Ravens are 5-2 and 3-1.
and
like,
a better
honestly,
team on the road more than a win.
At this rate, the Browns are punching their ticket to getting the starting pick in the draft next year. At this point,
There are 4 or 5 teams that will have that 1-6 record. Don't get me wrong, but I agree with you here.
Browns are making themselves a forerunner in the fact of getting a top pick in the draft.
It doesn't help. It doesn't help. Deshaun Watson's gone. Had Nick Chubb out at the start of the season. Doesn't mean jack crap when your defense does absolute nothing.
Are we talking Nick Chubb, the same Nick Chubb that if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure he played at South Carolina. If I'm wrong, he played at Georgia. I know he played in the SEC.
He did play in the SEC. Yeah,
I just can't remember if it was South Carolina Gamecocks or the Georgia Bulldogs. That's all I know is that when he was at one of those two, he kind of screwed my balls.
Of course you would. But
it pissed me off.
He did play in the SEC, but he did not play for the Gamecocks.
Oh, so he did play for the Bulldogs.
He did play for the Bulldogs. Who, in turn, have screwed your balls many times. But
that's beside the point.
Very much beside the point.
Right now.
I don't think he's on a good team. If Browns were about to be sellers, trade it to the teams that are willing to have a running back by committee crew. I assume you're seeing the Browns.
No, I'm looking at the Ravens right now, and
So this might be a close one.
You have a wide receiver and 4 cornerbacks, two defensive tackles, a linebacker, and a running back, all on the questionable list. 4 quarterbacks. 4 of them.
Derek's on the questionable list. Different running back.
Rasheen Ali is the running back. Zay Flowers is the wide receiver.
That's going to be a rough thing. Jackson,
yeah.
Jackson has one receiver now to throw to.
Yep.
And then one tight end. but you can basically count him as a receiver because he's basically like Kelsey in that offense.
Yep. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Browns have got offensive tackle, a center, cornerback, defensive end, another offensive tackle, a linebacker, and a safety, and a running back.
Is that 8?
Yep.
Counting for the Ravens again?
And Nyheim Hines for the Cleveland Browns. His season is done.
Yeah, all better chance. I picked the Ravens.
Yep.
By 3 scores again.
I'm going to agree with that one.
49 to... Actually, no, 49-21. They put the beat down on these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Next game up. You could flip-flop these records and they would still be the same.
Are you talking...
The 1-5 Titans versus the 5-1...
5-1 Lions?
Detroit Lions.
And of all places, the Motor City Detroit, baby, Ford Field.
There's
that is a nice,
no doubt about
nice
who I'm picking here. And it's definitely not the Titans.
Oh, I know, and I hate to do this to my home state team, but oh God, guys, you guys have got some work to do in the offseason to fix some things. Big.
And we'll say it's massive time now. If they're just trying to trade and sell people, means you are basically trying to tank your season to go for the first seed. Or first play, or first thing. Like you said, the Browns, I am sorry, I have to say, it might be the Titans.
Oh, Detroit Lions, the only player questionable, Josh Pascal, defensive end. Only one.
How bad is Titans roster? This is what, there's like 8 to 10 people out for this season? Also, there's one game I hope someone is not coming in. I will tell you that when it comes around to it.
Oh. Titans are fucked.
How many questionable?
Will Levis.
Yeah. Gone.
Levis, Ridley, Spears, Chestnut, Snead, Coburn, Duncan's doubtful, and Murray Jr.
Did I just hear you say he's questionable?
Yeah. And
that's what you get for leaving Kansas City, Snead, but you know.
That's 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs, a cornerback, and a defensive tackle and a linebacker and an offensive tackle. Plus the quarterback, Will Levis.
That being said, give me the Motor City squad of the Detroit Lions taking this massive dump on these guys.
Yep.
I'm gonna make this a 35-point win. I think it's gonna be 49-7. Crazier-ish has happened.
You know what I'm gonna say? 52-10.
Ooh.
Because I have a feeling if the Motor City squad, and not to mention the Motor City squad is at home in Ford Field.
It's crazy. If the Motor City squad loses, if the Detroit Lions lose, they won't hear the end of it.
Oh, they will not.
Next game up. It's going to be a tough battle for the top of the division in the AFC South.
Are we talking Cardinals, Dolphins?
No, I'm talking Texans Colts.
Oh.
I said AFC South. Cardinals. Cardinals are NFC. Dolphins are AFC East.
As much as I also like the Colts,
I can't go against the Texans here.
I hate to say this, I'm going to go with JJ Watt's former squad, the Houston Texans, because the Texans are 3-0 at home.
I was gonna say,
They're
which former JJ
undefeated.
Watt squad are you talking about? You gotta remember, he did go to a second team. I agree with you here. The Texans. Not winning by 35 or anything. I have them winning by 3. 24-21.
I was going to give them 48-36.
Ooh. Next game up. A person we had talked about before we started recording.
Whoa.
Robert Saleh and the Packers versus Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
Jacksonville has not.
He is now part of the coaching staff for the Green Bay Packers.
I'll just tell you this now. Jacksonville has not looked good at home since beating the Chiefs. Give me the Packers.
I was about to say, to be honest, I was kind of watching the weather on this one. Because I was kind of curious where Hurricane Milton's path was going to take it. Because that could have easily flipped the location of this game. Easy.
Yeah, it could have. Same with Tampa Bay, same with... It's like even Tampa Bay, are they playing in their own stadium this week?
Yep. They're playing in Raymond James.
Ooh. Your predictions, by how much?
Oh. My prediction?
I have to give it to the Chiefs heads.
Packers? 48-24.
Ooh. Actually, I could see that.
Because
and I think I'll go with the same score as you.
Because mind you, the Jags are at home.
Yeah, but Jordan Love's gonna run over the Jags defense. So
the Jags are not looking hot this season. They're 2-5 and 2-1. Whereas the Packers are 5-2
when coming into this game, right? I said after the Chiefs at home, poorly at home.
Oh God, yeah.
Alrighty, next game up. One you talked about earlier. Welcome the Dolphins and the Cardinals. This is actually a pretty close matchup. If Tua plays,
I was about to say,
if Tua does not play, I already know who I'm going for. And the only problem is like I said when everything else came out, I do not trust medical staff Dolphins. That doesn't sound...
He's on the IR list.
Good.
He was limited practice as of yesterday, but still has a concussion.
Confirming to it? You're confirming to it?
Yep. Tua's not going to be playing.
Of course,
He will,
that's one thing the medical staff's trying to do now is they're giving them limited practice time to start.
And I don't know how Miami's gonna do because
I'm sorry, the Cardinals' defense is
as for a quarterback right now,
amazing. I'm sorry, because Skyler doesn't do well.
Unless they can pull something out, Miami's screwed because Tua is out no matter what. Skylar Thompson, questionable. Tyler Huntley, questionable. Because
they don't have their
Huntley,
emergency. They have to have an emergency
shoulder
quarterback.
injury. Huntley had a shoulder injury in this past Sunday's loss against the Colts.
I think if Tua is to come back,
unless they can pull a 4-string quarterback out their butt, I'm sorry, Dolphins, but
I have to go against you this week, Dolphins. If Tua is back next week, then I'm picking for you. But as of now, give me the Cardinals winning it 49-7.
Agreed. I was about to think the same thing. Except, maybe you give the Cardinals 49-10.
Yeah. I wouldn't even give them the 10. Next game up, Jets, Pats.
See, this, the Patriots.
This is a horrible game, though.
Have looked like since Bill Belichick left the Patriots franchise. The Patriots have looked like garbage. They are not the dominators that they used to be.
Oh yeah, they haven't at all.
That dynasty is done and gone. Like, I would not be surprised if at the end of this season, there potentially are meetings called at Patriots HQ, and some people are. I'm not gonna say for certain, but who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But some people in Patriots HQ, as far as the coaching staff or head management, may or may not have a job with how the team's doing this year. Because
the Miami medical team is the crew that shouldn't have a job right now after giving Tua 2 concussions.
But literally, Robert Kraft, owner of Kraft Foods, owns the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one person the head coach, coaching staff, and the front office have to make happy. If he's not happy, he's going to be like Donald Trump, and he's going to be writing some fucking pink slips.
The crazy thing is I see the Jets coming into Gillette Stadium and taking the win from the Patriots.
So my question
the interim head coach is going to be really good. They could have won the game against the Bills the week that Salah had been fired.
I was about to say that was going to be my next question. Who's going to coach the Jets now that Salah has been fired and picked up by the Packers?
They have, I believe it's their defensive coordinators, their interim.
Oh gosh. Oh, his head's gonna hurt. His head's gonna hurt. God. Oh boy. Because you gotta think, he not only has to manage the team as a whole now until they find a new HC, but also has to
run the defense like he was running.
Run the defense and make sure it runs like a smooth machine.
Oh, you already know who I'm picking here. I'm picking the green and white.
I was about to say, I hate to say it over the Colonial Pats.
The crazy thing is I'm
right there with you, Bobby. I don't
think it's going to be a blowout.
I don't think it is either.
I think the Jets win by 7.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
And this one's going to be low scoring. It's going to be 21-14.
Yep. I was going to say this is going to be an easy game where it could be easily under 30, both sides.
The battle of The 4-3 teams. Buccaneers. Atlanta Falcons.
Versus, yep, I was about to say versus Atlanta Falcons and the Bucks. So mind you, the Bucks are they're 500, basically 500 at home.
They're 1-1 away.
And Atlanta is 2-0. Period. Undefeated as far as conference play. So
The crazy thing,
mind you, they're playing in Raymond James Stadium.
I don't think the Falcons have what it takes to beat Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. Baker has found his groove again, and we are completely seeing a different person.
Well, let's see. Seeing as though the field commander of the Falcons is without Justin Simmons, Nate Landman, Troy Anderson, Ryan Newsel, and Antonio Hamilton Sr. He's without
the Falcons are
2 linebackers, a safety, a guard, and a cornerback.
No, the Falcons are done.
It's gonna be a tough week for them because they have 2 more safeties that are on IR. That one has a knee injury and the other has an ankle. And it's gonna be an interesting game.
Give me the Bucks winning at home by 3.
I tend to agree.
24-21. It's going to be a close one.
Because the Bucks have a total of 4 people on IR. Safety, defensive end, a running back, and a tight end. And the safety is Tyke Smith with a concussion. So he's going to be out for a while.
What is it with people in concussions this year?
You got me. All I know is my Saints this week, not going to do so hot. May or may have not already noticed that my boy is on the IR list already. Yeah.
Oof.
You guys, I'm sorry, my
next
Big Easy brought
game
but you're gonna have a problem this week without that guy.
Bengals.
Oof.
I'll tell you now. Ever since they've had injuries to the offense, have not looked good.
And still, the Eagles still have a linebacker, tight end, defensive tackle, cornerback, and offensive tackle listed as questionable.
Mm-hmm. There it is. You know what? And the Bengals have started on to the start of the season. They're 3-4. Props off to y'all. Props off to the Bengals.
Yeah.
I think they're making a comeback. I think Bengals come off the bye losing. Bengals upset the Eagles in their home territory, in their home stadium, by 7.
And seeing as though the Bengals only have 2 guys questionable. Safety and an offensive tackle. So,
which is crazy. Bengals win, but it's not like it's a blowout. That's like 21.
God, no.
It's like 7 or 3. I'm gonna pick the 7 side. Winning 28-21.
Yeah. I'm pretty much right there with you. I'm thinking 28-21. Is it? Don't get me wrong. I don't know what it is this year with Ohio NFL teams. But the Bengals and the Browns, both at home, mojo has cursed the state of Ohio. As far as the
I
NFL
guess
is
it goes
concerned.
on.
So
That was the last of
God only knows.
That was the last of the noon slate of games. 2 305s, 3 325s. First one up. You had to talk about them before they came up. Chargers.
Yep.
All in Saints.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to do this to my boys in the Big Easy and the black and gold, but somebody's gonna have to make some big plays because my boy, former Vol Kamara, is not gonna be playing this week. God.
And,
But
and I think the Chargers are back up to full strength.
oh
A
yeah,
few
and
questionable, but not enough
and the
to push the other way.
yeah, and the Chargers are basically 500, both in conference and overall.
I
So
hate to give it to a conference opponent or a division opponent, but Chargers, you win.
yeah,
48-14.
I would tend to agree.
Next game up, Seahawks Bills. Seahawks.
Now, see, here's another match where the Seahawks are at home. They are 500 at home, 4-3 overall. Bills are 5-2 and 500 in conference. So this could be an interesting game. I hate to say it. I don't know what mojo the 12th man has at Seattle, but they better pull it out. Because I'm starting to get the feeling the Bills are on a rampage. And they're going to run with it. So, Seattle, you better be ready. You better be ready.
I don't think Seattle will be ready this week. Let alone any week they have after this. Give me the Buffalo. Winning by 14, 28-16.
I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with what you said, Bobby, because looking at the list, it's hard to tell which side of the Bills' ball is screwed. It's hard to tell, to be honest. Whether it's the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. It's honestly, I can't tell which on the list which side is more fucked. And that's putting it mildly at this point. Oh. But yes. And that covers the 405 games.
I'm going to say score 35 to 20 by 7.
Yes. 35-28 Bills, definitely.
First one, 325. Bears and Commanders.
Oh. I hate to do this to Chicago, but Commanders are at home, and the Commanders had a magnificent, in my opinion, showing last week. They freaking put the hammer on their opponent last week. Did they play? They played Carolina last week, didn't they?
I can't remember. No.
All I know is the only undefeated team in conference play coming into this game for Bears Commanders are the Commanders. So
the problems, I don't think. I can already tell you, Jaden Daniels is out. I hate to say this too, but I think the good fashion in at FedEx Field and go home with no possible. Next game, actually, I guess I picked Bears to win, 28-7.
I'm gonna agree, except make it 32-14.
Next game up is the Broncos and the 1-6 Panthers. There really isn't much to say about this one. I already know who I'm picking this week. I hate to pick these colors. What say you?
Oh, you already know I'm going for my orange and white.
You must have
My
not heard who
boys,
I'm selecting.
Broncos.
They should have won against the Chargers. Give me the Broncos winning this one. I say by 10 points.
Oh, yeah. And the fact is, Panthers are an East Coast team. They're playing in Denver's house at Mile High. I'm not sure the Panthers are ready for that altitude change.
Oh, hell no. Next game.
And
actually, wait.
And here's the kicker for the Panthers, though. To say one thing. What are you gonna do without Andy Dalton?
Not much. I prayers to all those in that car accident for Andy Dalton, his crew, for a safe recovery and football again.
Yep.
Give me the Broncos winning. I say by 14, 5 to 35 to 20.
I'm giving them a little more leeway than that. 48-21. Broncos. Last of the 325 games.
The other AFC West.
My boys, Chiefs versus the
the Vegas Raiders.
I was about to say correction. The Vegas Raiders. I'm so used to still getting used to saying Vegas Raiders. So used to saying Oakland because that's where they used to be. I'm just so used to it. But
which it's sad to
so
say
happy.
There are no teams left in.
I'm so happy to finally see Nevada getting a professional football team overall because Nevada didn't have one to begin with.
You had all the California teams.
Yeah. California had the monopoly on the NFL. For Pete's sake.
I already know I picked my undefeated crew. Be my devil's advocate here.
Nope. I'm going with my boys' home crew, the red and white.
I forgot to say, Chiefs decided to do something yesterday morning. Surprise everybody, fans. I think it's going to be a good one for us. There's a reason I don't care what Veach does. He brings us some power. He brings us... Chiefs win 35-14.
I realize my boy is saying 35-14. I'm going to give them a few more. I'm going to let his Chiefs put a few more points on the board. 42-12. Chiefs versus the Raiders.
2 games left. First one up. Cowboys. 49ers.
49ers. Yee!
I hate to do this to the 49ers. One of you guys got trucked by the Chiefs QB. How the fuck
how do you manage to get trucked by a quarterback? How? I'd love to see the replay of that.
There's nothing wrong with the 49ers, even though they have so many freaking players out. I don't think the Cowboys can win it by, though. Saying clear.
Let's see. Cowboys. Kendricks, Bland, Parsons, Vigil, Stevens Jr., Flournoy, and that's it. So 2 linebackers, a tight end, a wide receiver, and another linebacker. So 3 linebackers in total. And Parsons did not participate in yesterday's practice.
The red and gold winning this one by 7, 8 or 28 to 31. Even though I say by 7, I meant to say by 3.
I'm going silver, or no, not silver. I'm going with the 49ers as well, but it's going to be 32-12. to 49ers.
Last game of this week, and y'all think we're tired, probably because we both are.
Yeah.
It's 2 a.m.
His time
around here, and it's 3 o'clock for him in the morning.
3 a.m. my time.
So
last game is a week from this past Monday. The G-Men of New York versus the Steel City powerhouse of Steel City, Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ooh, I'm not sure who to pick on this one. Because either way, I don't know whether I'm going to be pissed or upset.
I'm going away from the G-Men this week. Russ and the Steelers. Give me the Steel City crew taking the dubs.
Oh.
24-14.
I hate to do this to you, Eli, to the old crew, but I'm going to go with Ben Roethlisberger's old gang. Steel City over the G-Men.
Oh, there are the predictions for this week. Come join us for halfway through the season next week on NFL predictions. Deuces, y'all.
Peace.